Quinton Byfield is an 18-year-old from Newmarket, Ontario in Canada, drafted by the Los Angeles Kings with the second overall pick in the 2020 NHL Entry Draft. Byfield is a left-shot centerman standing in at 6'4", 220 pounds, and is one of the NHL's best prospects. In today's video, we will be taking a look at the young man's career and trying to see just how good he is. Please consider hitting that like button and subscribe button if you enjoy and want to see more videos like this in the future. As of April 5th, 2021, Byfield is playing for the Kings AHL affiliate, the Ontario Reign, and currently has 6 goals and 11 assists for 17 points in 23 games. This is good for a tie for first on the team in points, right at the top with another top prospect, Arthur Kaliev. These two teammates are also tied for third in the entire AHL in rookie scoring. This is very impressive, especially considering Byfield is one of the youngest players in the AHL. The highly touted centerman has bounced around throughout the season in terms of where he plays in the lineup, but as of their last game, he was centering the top line with fellow top pick Alex Turcotte, drafted in 2019 in the first round 5th overall, and Matt Luff, who has been up and down over the past few seasons between the Kings and the Reign. The Kings have arguably the best prospect pool in the entire NHL. It's pretty crazy to see all the talent they have in the system, and specifically on their American Hockey League team. Of course, you have Quinton Byfield, but then you also have Alex Turcotte, Arthur Kaliev, drafted in 2019 in the second round, 33rd overall, Rasmus Kupari, drafted in 2018, the first round pick, 20th overall, Akil Thomas, drafted in 2018, second round, 51st overall, Samuel Fagemo, drafted in 2019 in the second round, 50th overall, and Cale Clegg, drafted in 2016 in the second round, 51st overall. That's 7 guys drafted in either the first or second round, all on one AHL team. And this doesn't even include Sean Durzi, Elias Anderson, or Tyler Madden, all also top picks that the Kings have acquired over the last year or so. But out of all these guys, Byfield is the clear number 1 prospect on the Kings, in my opinion. He was ranked number 17 on TSN's latest top 75 NHL affiliated prospects list. And yes, I know Kaliev is ranked number 15, slightly higher of course, but I still think Byfield has way more potential than Kaliev. Let me know down in the comments if you feel the same way or if you disagree. At the time of the draft, a lot of scouts and people around the league talked about Byfield as the player with the highest potential ceiling, but also the rawest compared to the others that were taken high in the draft. And the Kings are clearly taking their time with him. The first and third picks, Lafreniere and Stützle, are both playing in the NHL this season. And even 6th pick, Ducks defenseman Jamie Drysdale is getting NHL action. But LA is choosing to let the kid develop in the AHL and get some pro experience before sending him right to the NHL. Byfield has gotten many comparisons to superstar Evgeny Malkin, mainly due to the fact that they are very similar in size and stature, and they are both left-shot centermen. They also show a lot of similar traits on the ice. I think this is actually a pretty solid comparison. They look very similar on the ice, have times when they dominate all over the ice, and have lots of skill and natural ability. Obviously, this doesn't mean Byfield will be as good as Malkin in his career, but they do possess a lot of the same traits, and scouts have said Byfield looks a lot like Malkin did when he was at the same age. In the 2019-20 season, Byfield led his OHL team, the Sudbury Wolves, with 82 points, 32 goals, and 50 assists in 45 games played. Good for a 1.82 points per game average. His 1.82 points per game ranked 5th among all OHL skaters with at least 40 games played. Marco Rossi and Cole Perfetti were the only OHL players also drafted in 2020 with a higher points per game, 2.14 and 1.82 respectively. It's pretty clear that Byfield has excelled at every level of hockey in his career so far, and he's continued to play well at the pro level in the AHL. It'll be very interesting to see what he can do and when he gets to the NHL. And I really am interested to see when the Kings will end up calling him up. I think they might end up keeping him with the Reign for the whole season, but there's always a chance he may get called up near the end of the regular season. There's really no rush considering the Kings are most likely going to miss the playoffs this year, but there are certainly many young pieces who will be jumping to make their NHL debuts when the time comes. Back to Byfield though. I think he is a player that will end up translating very nicely into the NHL game. I've seen some people saying that the biggest drawback he has is that sometimes he can be too nice out there. I don't know if he will be as good as someone like Evgeny Malkin, but I do think he can be a player that will end up around a point per game and end up growing into the Kings' #1 center. And right now, he will have the perfect mentor in Anze Kopitar, who has been one of the NHL's best two-way centers for many years. Byfield and the Kings have a very bright future and should be just a few years away from becoming a contender yet again for the Stanley Cup. Let me know down in the comments what you think of Quinton Byfield, and if you think he can be the next true #1 center for the LA Kings. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next video.